What's up, friends? Welcome to the Sixx Daze podcast. I am your host, Bob Sixx, and today I'm going to discuss mental health issues. I have to put this disclaimer out. I'm not a doctor. All I can do is tell you my experiences based on my mental health issues, and I promise you there's a lot. I work with a lot of people too because I've had to deal with these on my own due to misdiagnosis and overlooked things and such and such. I've always been different. It first became a problem in kindergarten. I was kicked out of kindergarten. Before I say this was 1972. So those of you younger people watching this going, what? They did things different back then. I went to a private kindergarten, which was an old house that had been converted into a school. Just a kindergarten, nothing else. And I was so bad that they used to lock me in the bathroom when they went to recess. I would stand on the bathtub and yell out all sorts of vulgar insults to them. They were scared of me. I believe the teachers were scared of me as well. Finally, they had enough of me. They called my mom to come get me. When I say finally, I don't mean a couple of weeks in. There was only 6 weeks left of school. They gave her my certificate, said he's smart enough to go to the first grade. Do not bring him back. I excelled well. I was smart. Nobody realized back then that was a sign. I didn't find out till now. I am 56, almost 57 years old, and I just found out within this past year, while me and my daughter were researching potential issues with my granddaughter, that we realized I have high-functioning autism. So does my daughter. Most likely so does my granddaughter. She shows all the signs. But that was overlooked. At 14, I was diagnosed with multiple personality disorder, which now they call it, which I don't think is a good word, but now they call it dissociative identity disorder. What are you trying to do? Make it harder for us to say? Anyways, when I was diagnosed, they basically told my parents, here's the problem. Good luck. There was no comeback, no advice, no medication, just on my own. I also recently discovered I may have some ADHD. I show symptoms. I have some phobias, like public toilets. I cannot sit on one. If anybody ever want to extract information out of me, push me down on one of those. I'll tell you anything you want to know, or threaten to push me down. Not really, I'm not a snitch, but I do have a severe phobia of them. I can pee in them. It's sitting on them that I can't do, and I'm smart enough to know you're not going to catch anything off of it. I can't do it. I have OCD, which is also, my OCD shows the same symptoms as ADHD. I'm not the kind that has to like flip the lights on and off 12 times, turn a circle 3 times, bark like a dog, squat down, touch my toes. Not that kind of OCD, but order and schedules. I'm very big on scheduling. Everybody always asks me how I can work as much as I do and still function. It's because of scheduling. And anyone who knows me in real life knows if you mess up my schedule, I get mad. And I don't mean a little mad. I mean a lot mad. Like, is this guy for real? That mad. I don't even like to change my schedule on my own when it's 100% my schedule. So I've had to learn to deal with all these. I've had all of these all my life, and I've had to deal with all of them on my own. I have seen a host of psychiatrists, but due to my studying the human mind and traits, I talk to a lot of people. I help a lot of people. I have a lot of people contact me with various mental issues, addictions. I have a very addictive personality. Grew up an alcoholic, spent 2 years addicted to meth. I beat both of those on my own without medical help. So a lot of people contact me and I help them, and I tell everybody, and I'm telling you right now, if you were to contact me, if I cannot help you, I will advise you to get real professional help. The reason a lot of people contact me, they feel more comfortable talking to me. I've had to develop over the years. I've had to learn to control some of my disorders, my OCD, and that's a tough one for me. But my multiple personality disorder, I only have one other one, and oh man, I was probably in my 30s, 40s before I got halfway decent dealing with it. My disorder is not like anybody else's I know. So I can talk to people about it. Other people with, everyone I've talked to, they have a different deal. They're aware, but it's different. So again, if I can't help someone, I always advise them to seek professional help, especially if they're doing harm to themselves or they feel like they're out of control. I spent a lot of years I think because I grew up with it and had to learn how to deal with it, because when I was really young, I got punished for a lot of it. And I'm talking 1970s whoopings, not, oh, you get a timeout, Timmy, or Bob. Well, I don't know why I always say Timmy. Every time I do stand-up, Timmy is my go-to name for guys, and Lisa is my go-to name for girls, and I don't know why. Anyways, they would beat me, and I mean beat, for stuff that I had no control over. Didn't work. I learned to deal on my own, which is why I feel like when people contact me, I feel like I should help them because I know what it's like. I don't want anyone to go through that. So it took me a long time with my multiple personality disorder. Let me pause real quick. Another reason I openly talk about this is because a lot of people feel shamed or embarrassed, or like it's something, something is wrong, but they don't want to come forward or talk about it. So I feel with an open dialogue, openly talking about it, it makes some people feel more comfortable. Like I said, a lot of people contact me to talk about different problems. I help a lot of people deal with mostly overcoming fear. I help a lot of women learn how to be more assertive because they're raised not to be, and to learn to say no. There's nothing wrong with saying no. But I work with a lot of people, just a host of things, addictions. And most people that contact me with addiction, I've got a fairly high success rate, and they're always shocked by the first thing I tell them, which I'm not going to tell you here on camera. But so I've had to learn to deal my whole life. Now, there are people I know that cannot cope or deal, and they have to get medication. Short term, I believe medication is a good alternative, but you have to work on yourself. I've had to keep working. I've lost jobs due to my disorder, my multiple personality. So I'm not going to call it that. Let me say the other guy. So henceforward, I will say the other guy. I've lost jobs due to him. I've lost friends. I feel like I have something in my throat. I'm sure that sounds real good on camera. I've lost friends. I've broke stuff. It's crazy. But I've had to learn to deal. And I'm glad I did it on my own, that I wasn't medicated. That includes all of my issues. I've not been medicated for any of them. I've had to learn to deal with them on my own, despite different situations where I had to go see a psychiatrist, because I have little faith in them. So, and not that I hide anything. I'm very open. I'm very open with my friends. And, I'm that guy that you don't ever say, hey, you can ask me anything or you can tell me anything, because I usually test that right away. Really? Okay. But my friends are comfortable talking to me. A lot of people, when they watch me through video, they get comfortable with me. Like when they come to my live streams, they'll get comfortable with me, and then they'll choose to contact me. I don't judge, and I think that's a big thing. When you go to a psychiatrist, you can build a relationship, but still you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what I'm thinking, but because I'm so open with all of my issues and non-judgmental. I've had people contact me with some dark, dark stuff, and they're stunned. I was going to say shocked, but I think stunned is more accurate. That I don't judge them. I'm not here to judge you. If you contact me with an issue, I'm not judging. Now, there are the three things that I have zero tolerance for, and fortunately, no one's contacted me with any of those, so I haven't had to deal with it, so I don't know. I can't honestly say how I would deal with it. And due to, I don't want red flags setting off on my podcast or because AI watches it and looks for keywords. So I'm not going to say the three things that I don't think I can get past if somebody contacted me. I'm not even know how I would react. And that could be because of my own mental instability. That to me, that's just hard set. That's a no. So I don't know how I'd react to that. But I think mental health is downplayed a lot. I cannot stand to hear somebody, just get over it. I've said I learned to deal with it. I've learned over the years, but I would never tell someone, oh, just get over it. A mental issue, not, oh, I didn't get picked to lead the kickball team. Wham. Life's not fair, and that shit like that shouldn't be upsetting you. We've evolved into this society of, I don't know how to put it, snowflakes. That's the good way I can put it without saying the actual vulgar thing that I think. Snowflakes, people getting offended about everything. People that getting offended by stuff that isn't even offensive. I get offended all the time. Like I said in my last video, being offended is a you thing. Nobody has to cater to you. The world doesn't have to cater to you. On that same token, the world, even though you want it to, does not have to accept you and all your garbage. They don't have to accept me. A lot of people don't accept me. A lot of people get upset. But I've made my peace with my mental issues. I work very hard every day to become a better person. I do have a vision and a goal of who I want to be. I'm nowhere close to that. But I work hard at it every day. Here's something. If you are working on mental issues and you slip because you've had a bad day or a bad week, which is leading me into the next thing, that doesn't mean your life is over. You stand up, you brush yourself off, and you get back on the path to who you want to be. But the world doesn't have to go, oh, that's just how he is. They've never done that for me. I mean, my friends accept me for who and what I am, but I'm a good friend. So my mental issues don't really cause that big of a problem that often. Like I said, I've lost jobs, I've lost friends, and I broke a lot of shit with him and some of my orders. So that brings me to another thing, and I've been suffering from this for probably about, probably a little over 10 years, because my daughter was a sophomore in high school, so my son was still in junior high. I didn't know what was going on. When I heard people talk about depression, I thought they meant, oh, it's so sad. It went so bad. There's only one kind of depression. The kind of depression I was suffering from, and I didn't even know. It took a long time for me to realize I had no desire, no motivation to do anything. I got up every day and went to work. I have a family to support. I didn't lose my responsibility. That stuff still has to go on. Meanwhile, I'm coping with, what the hell is wrong with me? I would literally sit on the couch all day and play Modern Warfare 2 online, because I prefer to play with other people. I don't like playing the computer. It's too predictable. Until time to go get my kids from school, and then I would change out of my pajamas so they didn't know I had sat in my pajamas all day, go pick them up, and function as much as needed to be a good parent. And finally I started going, what the hell is wrong with me? So I Googled it, found out it's a form of depression, and I immediately started working on how to pull myself out of it. There's some things in this that I have to stress. Number one, not everybody can do it, pull themselves out. I feel that you should be able to, but there are people that have extreme depression and they need to seek professional help and most likely will need some medication. There's a misfiring going on. Again, I stress that medication shouldn't be permanent, but you take it as long as you need and learn to adapt to what's going on. I still get down every now and then. It'll just out of nowhere, I just have no desire to do anything. And due to how much I actually do with working and all that stuff, when I hit that mode, I feel so bad because I'm just functioning like a robot. It usually takes me a week to 10 days to pull myself out of it, but I've gone longer than that. I've gone pretty close to 3 months. I still function. I still have a sense of responsibility. And the reason I'm stressing that and bringing that up is if you're having that, you might tell yourself, well, I get up every day and go to work. I get dressed, I go to work, I pay my bills, I buy groceries, I cook, I eat. You can still do all that. I've done all of that through depression. I do all of that because I have to. I have that drive. And if you don't have that drive, then you probably should seek professional help. I'm being as serious and honest as I can with that. So I've had all of this stuff. And, once you get through things, doesn't always mean it's great. When I got over my 2-year meth addiction, I got clean January 27th, 1987. I spent that December, after thinking everything was going to be great, I got my head out of my ass and life's going good. I spent that December homeless. I slept on a Volkswagen bus in the parking lot of a friend's apartment complex in Bel Air, Maryland. I probably shouldn't say on the podcast what I did. Those people who actually know me and follow me and have been around me, I do tell the whole story. I tell it every Christmas. I don't tell it as a, oh, look at me or feel sorry for me. It's not that. It's a reminder to me that I got out of that shitty situation and I've stayed out of it. I've been on the brink of homelessness, but I have not been homeless since. That I am quite proud of. So I think we need open dialogues about mental health. You don't need to be making someone feel, even though there is something wrong, don't make them feel like there's something wrong. It's okay. We need to have open channels so that we can discuss whatever it is. Like I said, when people contact me, if I can't help them, I immediately advise them to get professional help. But if they're comfortable talking to me and I can help them through it, that's all the much better. Because then it's just a one-on-one thing. They don't have to worry about a stranger knowing or anybody else telling anybody or anything like that. So that's why I really feel honored when people contact me, regardless if it's a mental health problem or addiction. If I can help them through it, that makes me feel great. But I've lived my whole life with these. I've done it without medication. Maybe I should be on it. I don't know. But I constantly work. No matter how many times I get knocked down, I get back up. But my family was other than spanking me, trying to make me when I was younger, trying to get it out of me, because that's just how the thought process was in the 70s. As I've got older and hit my teen years and I realized this is just who he is, I'm still respectful, don't get me wrong. A lot of times when I would tell people when I was younger, once we got close, that I have multiple personality disorder, all of a sudden, oh, they have one too. And then they start acting in a way that I know is not. They're just acting like an ass and then using it as an excuse, which is kind of an insult. But, my family and friends, they were very receptive. They got it. I was different. And I just kept working on it. I still have problems with the other guy. I still have OCD problems. I still have high functioning autism problem. You would not believe some of the things that piss me off. One of them is like having me go to break late at work due to whatever they have going on. They go, well, you can't take your break at this time. You have to take it at this time. You would not believe how ridiculously mad I get. And I mean mad. but I have to control it. I can't lose my job. Again, I have a family to support. I have bills to pay. I have to work. So I do some yelling and shit on the way home when I'm driving. I have a 45-minute drive from work. Gives me a lot of time to unwind, blast some loud music, get it out of me, get it out of my system. I try so hard to never, ever bring work home with me. Just like I don't take family issues to work with me. But I work very hard. And again, I know I keep stressing that, but I want people to understand not everybody can just get through it. You know, I have different mental tricks that I use on myself, different things that I've developed over the years that I use to get me through situations. Like I said, I still get down with depression. 7 to 10 days may not seem like a long time to you, but it is to me when I don't want to do anything. But I still have to go to work. I still have to go feed the cows. I have responsibilities that I have to take care of. So I can't just sit in my room all day and listen to Pink Floyd and smoke something. I can't do that. I have to work. So the biggest reason for this, again, is open dialogue. You can always contact me. People usually contact me through Instagram. Some people have my email address, whatever the case. I listen. I give the best advice I can. And again, if I do not feel I can help you, or if I've tried to help you and it's not working, I always advise professional help because it's that important. But people need to feel more comfortable. It's okay that you're different or that you're going through whatever you're going through or suffering from whatever you suffer. You need to talk. Keeping it all bottled in will eat you alive. Not to mention you feel miserable because you're like, I can't be myself. And that's a miserable life. So by opening the door, at least knowing that you have one person that you can talk to that's not going to judge you, that usually helps. I've helped a lot of people. But you need to talk to someone, brother, sister, best friend, and you'll find out real quick if they're your best friend or not. And I've had people I thought were good friends. They're like, oh, no, I don't want any of that. That's like crazy. Yeah. At 20, I was diagnosed as borderline psychotic. I don't know about that. I was trying to make the guy laugh, the psychiatrist who diagnosed me as that. I was trying to make him laugh. He didn't laugh because that's in my nature is to make people laugh. He didn't laugh. He didn't like anything that I said. But I don't feel like I'm a danger. I don't think. But just find someone to talk to. Find a release. You know, like I said, I can give you advice on the stuff that's worked for me. I don't just sit here and spit it out because some of it's very specific. And if you're suffering from this, but you try to take the advice I gave for this, it's not going to work. And I don't know that it would be helpful at all. Could slightly be worse. But again, the reason I do these is I'm very open about it. This is going to be on iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube. People are going to see it. But that's how comfortable I am with who I am and all of the mental health issues I have. And if I can make one person feel to go get help, they feel better about it to where they will get help, then I've done something. I feel this is justified. But again, in closing, I need suggestions. So leave me comments or contact me through Instagram if you don't want to be known for the guy or gal that made the suggestion. Oh, talk about this. I need suggestions on what y'all want me to talk about. I had done a poll before I started doing this, and that was the most popular opinion, was that people wanted me to do what viewers is. That's how I do my reaction channel on YouTube with music that I react to or movies or whatever I'm reacting to. I don't pick them. It's viewers picked. So if you're watching this or listening to it, however you're doing it, please leave a comment. Let me know something you want me to discuss. I'll discuss anything. There's some things that I have to be cautious discussing. As I recently found out on YouTube, they thought we were glorifying something and we were not. It was simple discussion about current topics. And I don't know how they got upset about it, but they got upset about it. But I'll find a way to discuss whatever you need to discuss or want me to discuss in this open forum. So those of you who are still here, I appreciate you 100%. I hope you have a great day. Make someone laugh if you get the chance. Don't forget to tell your friends and family each and every time you leave that you love them, because you just never know when that's going to be the last chance you get to tell them. Be safe, people. Till next time, I am Bob Sixx. Peace.